This is Paranormal Short Session 31 by Keith Evans at the Chestnut Street Cemetery in Apalachicola, Florida. Today is Wednesday, the 4th of October, 2023. I'll be checking out four different tombstones that are actually in this one area, in this one boundary. The small one there is in front of us is Johnson. Then we have Marler. Then we have Dena, D-E-N-A. I thought at first it was Delta, but it's Dena. And then we have an infant tombstone, Murray, M-U-R-R-A-Y. All right. It's hot out today, so I'm taking my hat off so I don't overheat. I feel extra hot. Anyway, I did a thorough look with the, I don't know what it's doing now, but a thorough look with my thermal imager. I almost have to have my back towards the shade, so I'm going to give you another look. I didn't see anything that was abnormally hot or abnormally cold. And this is about the best picture I can get from being with my back in the shade. You can see where my shade is. This gives you very little mirror image. If I stand like with my back to over here, you're going to get a lot of mirror image over here, a lot of mirror image over here, a lot of mirror image. So right now my back is towards that tree that is very shady, and you can get a good look at it. See what I'm looking at I'm going to raise the C5 camera by flare up and down so you can see what you're looking at, and you can do like a comparison without the thermal imager, with the thermal imager, without the thermal imager, with the thermal imager. Let's go back to where we started. Without the thermal imager, with the thermal camera. I guess I should call it a thermal camera. That's what it is. Without the thermal camera, with the thermal camera. Yes, I could get closer, but you're going to get more mirror image, and you're not going to be able to enjoy the different colors that the thermal camera brings you. Yeah, without the thermal camera, with the thermal camera. Without the thermal camera, with the thermal camera. From this vantage point where I can get all the shade, you can't see the one tombstone. One tombstone is so long, they had to actually put it behind the large tombstone. Otherwise, there wasn't enough room because the base stuck out too far. So we're going to have some mirror image, but you get a better advantage point of, I think it's Mr. Johnson. I don't know its initials. So it'd be the Johnson tombstone beside the big one. Without thermal camera, with the thermal camera. Without the thermal camera, with the thermal camera. I think it's just too much non-shady area behind me. But as I go this way to get to more shade, and it's blocking that Johnson tombstone, which I'll show you how it's behind the other tombstones. People think you just go in a graveyard and everything's lined up neat and orderly and dress, and that's not the case. Well, this one even has writing on the back. It says Dena A. Marler. So there are two Marlers here. Wife of, is that Dr. D.R.? Dr. W.J. Marler died September, well, yeah, that's when he died. September 25th, 1888, age 27. Wow, he wasn't very old. Or is that his wife that died? I guess it was his wife that passed away. All right, you can see how over the time, the little, I guess you could say, cement that they put over the brick is cracking off here. But this is how it's lined up. This tombstone is a little bit behind this tombstone because this tombstone is so long, or this one is so long, that it's intruding. The only way to get this tombstone in is to put it behind this one. And because this tombstone ends about here. No disrespect for putting my foot on your tombstone. You can see it overlaps the base of this tombstone as far as the brick goes. All right, and that's the little cement, I guess you could say, fencing around these 4 tombstones. It could be someone buried here and just not marked. Well, let's look. Well, you're not going to be able to. Well, you might be able to see pretty good. I'm going to try anyway. See the back of the Murray tombstone. You see the back of the Dina A. Marlar tombstone. Through my camera, it just looks dark, so I'm going to try to adjust it. I got the bright sun to my back, so you're probably going to see my face easier than you can see what I'm taking a picture of, the thermal imager or thermal camera. C5 flare thermal camera. I don't see anything. If I don't look at my camera, I can see pretty good the face of the screen of the C5. I don't see anything that would be abnormally hot or cold. All right, let's go back over to here and see if I can get you one last thermal image that's worth looking at, since I'm taking a, video of the screen of the C5 thermal imager. There we go. You can see where I'm at, centered there. This is where you're going to get your best images. Let's see if I can go up close. Yeah, it's probably too much. I don't have the shade in my... I'll move back. You can see the larger tombstone by Mahler. All right, I'm going to put the C5 thermal camera away for now. I don't know if I got any still photos or not. I'll worry about that later. Okay. I got some questions for the 4 here, Johnson and Murray. Were you related to Dr. Marlar and his wife, Dina? I haven't turned it on yet, but they'll have plenty of time to drum up their energy. This is to baby Murray and tombstone over here. I think it's Mr. Johnson. I'm going to turn it on now. You can see the ABC. Were you any relation to Dr. Marlar? Let's go back in the shade where you can see better.
2 wings.
I got 2 wings, T-O and W-I-N-G-S. And yes, you are. You're the wingmen for the Mahlers. Murray is on the, well, that would be their left side, my right, and Johnson is on their left side, my right. And this one would be their right side, my left, for Murray. All right, that's cool. I like that. Let me try to get a picture of the screen of the obelisk where you can see it. Let me see, facing the shade. There you go. 2 T-O and wings, W-I-N-G-S. And I think that's what Murray and Johnson were saying, that we're the wingmen for the Marlar husband and wife. All right, I like that. Well, it's one of those ominous voices. Dark, D-A-R-K. No, it's actually daylight out. It's not nighttime. You kind of sound like Darth Vader on that Star Wars. I can't do a good impression of him. But anyway, Dark, D-A-R-K. Let's see if I can get it so you can see it at home. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see it. Maybe use this way and see if it's any better. Not really. How about this way? Sometimes different angles you get a better photo of the screen of the Ovilus 5B. Alright, let's go back and talk to the baby Murray. Baby Murray, what did you like best about Apalachicola? Now and also when you were alive? They might have meant that they were going dark because they were out of energy. That's a possibility. All right. Mr. Johnson, did you have any more to say about being a wingman for the Mahler husband and wife? What did you like most about Apalachicola, Mr. Johnson? That's just constant cars going by. That's not paranormal. I don't know if it video recorder can pick that up or not, but just to let you know. All right, Mr. Johnson and the Murray baby are out of energy, so let's go to Mrs. Dina Marler and Dr. William T. Marler. Dr. Marler, what did you like most about practicing medicine here in Apalachicola? See, Dr. Marler was born in August 7th, 1849, and passed away June 19th, 1916. I think he was 3 years old when Dr. Gorey died, so he wouldn't have known him. At that age, he'd be too young to remember him. And Dr. Marler has the Woodman of the World Memorial on the center mass of his tombstone. I guess overall tombstone, the 3 sections. Brick section is at the bottom. He's got a 2-piece, you can say, grave cradle. It's brick covered with some type of covering. Then he's got the initials at the footstone, WTM. See that? It's that close to the border. All right. The brick is the base, and then there's a tombstone layer, and it looks like a second layer with just his name in large letters, M-A-R-L-E-R, Marler, and then the tombstone with his information and the Woodman of the World Memorial stamp. A loved and loving father. All right, getting any more words. Let's go over here in the shade and see if we got some words here. Sometimes words come and I don't hear them. Just 2 wings and dark. 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 D-A-R-K. That's it. Well, Mrs. Dina Myler. What would you like most about your husband, Mrs. Myler? Yeah, that might be a difficult one. What did you like most about Apalachicola, Mrs. Myler?